It's a privilege, not a right.
It crosses our hearts and unites us all, and now more than ever.
It's time to don the sash.
Bomber, the gloves off this week. Clarko thought they would be after the club wasn't too happy with his comments about a month ago. How's the sort of feeling going into this one?
Gloves off? What's that mean? I don't.
Well, there'd be a bit of anger there.
Oh no, not from me. There's only respect and looking forward to playing a good club. That's we don't want to start a big fight and have a massive brawl like the '85 grand final.
They've really smashed you in recent occasions. Even though it's only round 2, is this a good testing ground for how much you've improved over the summer?
Yeah, look, you enjoy playing against the best teams, and they're obviously the best team. They've been in three grand finals, 3 grand finals, 1, 2 over the last 5 or 6 years. So clearly, they make finals every year, top 4 most years. So it's a great opportunity for our club. I look forward to it. I want to see where we're at too.
You mentioned that you'd blocked out everything that happened last week, but if you're playing the reigning premiers and you're 1 or 2% off, do you think you will be 1 or 2% off, and do you think it'll have any impact at all?
No, I don't think it'll have any impact at all. No. When we won't talk about it, we won't use it. We're just best way to play good footy is to concentrate on good footy.
You go, mate.
You go.
You're right.
One of you go.
Well, Mark, in regards to the...
SEN.
Well, no one else is going to do it, so I might as well. Tomorrow's board meeting, you mentioned last night that you've got a real lack of interest in what's happening there from a football side. Can you just explain that to us?
It shouldn't be hard to explain. It's not my issue. It's the club issue, and it's not senior coach up. It's the boards. They've got to work it all out, and I'm happy for that, and the players are happy because we can get to do what we do, and that's to concentrate on footy.
I guess the way that you are linked to it is that if you sort of said, I'll be happy to coach on, that might affect their decision on James.
I wouldn't expect the club to ask, and I wouldn't change my answer. I'm coaching for the year, and that's it.
So just no discussions with the club about coaching on with you at all?
I think I just did what
Mark, the mental resilience of these guys, I mean, every week for the last 12 months has been something that's been thrown at the team in regards to some sort of scandal or whatever it might be, and they just keep coming out and they just keep performing. They made top 8 last year, they won well on Saturday, they just keep going. On Friday, they just keep going. It's amazing stuff. Yeah,
it's the same thing. Would you expect that we couldn't do it because of the saga that's going on? No, we're here to develop, here to improve, here to play good footy. That's what we all get paid to do. So we've got a responsibility to do that. So in this business, the pressure comes. If it's not this, it's something else. It's pressures at every club. It's the good clubs know how to handle it, and that's what we want to become.
From your perspective, Mark, do you think it's the best thing for the footy club that James does come back next year?
He's coming back.
Joe Danaher.
That was the plan. So. Till it changes, we can't do anything else.
Tim Watson said last night, maybe in hindsight, would have been better over the last 6 months if James had a chance to have his say and get it out in the open. Do you think that there's some validity to that?
Look, I really don't want to. Right now, I'm wasting time on something that's not important to me. So,
Joe Danaher.
You know what is important? That this jumper and people come to the footy donning the sash because we want the whole stadium filled up with people who are red and black. They asked me to wear a jumper today. And I couldn't quite do it. The biceps are just not quite in shape. But you don't have to wear a jumper. You can just wear anything red and black. It'd be nothing better than our home game, filling up the whole stadium with red and black and making it really feel like it's we own that stadium.
You mentioned wanting to see where you're at. Are you good enough to beat Hawthorn?
We've improved, and we're not saying that we can't. We're certainly not saying that we can beat them. But what we want to do is do our best.
How does the removal of Lance Franklin from their forward line make it easier or tougher or change your thinking in terms of structuring up on their forwards?
Well, I think a few people used to have nightmares when they'll line up against Buddy when he played Essendon because he always kicked goals. So that already we go into the game with a better mindset. So that's an advantage for us.
How's Chappie pulled up?
Chappie's pulled up fine. Yeah, he's raring to go. Yes, he wants to play on the ball, and again, but he won't. He'll play. Certainly play.
What about Courtney Dempsey? How many more weeks in the VFL are you forecasting for him?
He'll be a while.
Paul,
as an Essendon player and then obviously Geelong coach, you've got an incredible history with Hawthorn. What do you think of the Hawthorn Football Club?
I respect them. That's why there's such great rivalry between Hawthorn Geelong and Hawthorn Essendon, because those critical moments in games and important games when they've played each other have been historic. You know, there's a lot of history there. There's a lot of good history. You know, there's supporters from both clubs come and like watching these two teams play. So, as far as I'm concerned, bring that on. Like, that's why you play football, to put yourself under pressure in those critical moments and come through.
You said last night you weren't sure if Hawthorn respected Essendon. Is that because their recent dominance, do you think?
No, it's because of, I think, maybe where I was thinking we were, not because of how they think that we are. I think generally people probably haven't got as much respect as what they had a few years ago.
Mark, Joe Dadaher, we sort of got a glimpse of just how good he can be on Friday night. Your thoughts on where he can go from here? How much better can he get over the next few years?
History says that people improve and they play their best after about 5 or 6 years of football, and that's specifically the case with taller boys. So he's playing some terrific footy. He's doing sort of things that other young people haven't been able to do at his own age, that are generally that tall. So you'd say there'd be a lot of upside. But again, that's our job to get it out of him.
And is that also a bit of a concern too, the fact that he's still fairly young and he's doing that crashing and bashing into packs? Is that something you worry about in regards to injury or the like?
No, I like it. I like all our players that do it.
Jason Winderlich a chance to come back this week?
I think he's available, and we've just got to work out what's right for the team and what's right for Jason. He's obviously a very, very good player. His history has been littered with injuries, so our plan is that, you know, one of our real purpose this year is to get people like Jason and get him to play 18 games. So we'll just make the right decision based on that.